Shalom, Apostle Hawk, coming back at you with the truth, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. And I'm going to entitle this video, Revelation chapter 6, a new controversy. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I witnessed a video earlier today that was put up by Deacon Hakar. And what's the name of the channel? It's Deacon, I believe it's Deacon Destruction Mode, which that's Deacon Hakar's page. And he kind of mentioned, he didn't mention GMS, but he kind of threw out there's guys breaking it down different than the way we're breaking it down, but this is the correct breakdown. And it was Revelation, the 6th chapter. I didn't get to hear the whole breakdown, but I caught, what caught my eye was really the first and second verse. Now we have broken it down this way. And I'm not going to make this long because I'm going to go into some precepts. I'm going to read them quickly, because I clicked on the word white in the second verse of Revelation 6. Now, before I go on, I'll say, that's a controversy. So we got to go over it again. Pretty much the rest of it, like I said, I didn't see the whole thing, but he went into the black horse and he went into well, he said it was spirit. It was all spirits. And the white horse represents so-called white Christianity coming over here. And then I'm not going to go beyond that. Like I said, you got to watch their actual video. Anyway, so he says that the white horse is not Yahweh Shai. Matter of fact, let me read the first two verses. Verse 1 and verse 2. And I saw when the Lamb, which we know the Lamb, no doubt about it, that the Lamb is Yahweh Shai, opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts, which are angels, saying, "Come and see." So what did John see? He saw a vision. So what they said, well, how can this be talking about the Lord being on the white horse when it says the Lamb showed the vision? Well, the Lamb can show the vision of him in the future. He saw the Lamb, or Yahweh Shai, or the Son of Man, in chapter 1. And then he gave him visions. And he gave him visions through himself and through the angels. And here, who was involved in leading, guiding John? It says one of the four beasts saying, "Come and see." So he saw the Lamb open the seal, and one of the angels, and one of the four beasts, which are one of the angels, said, come over here and look at this. And what he showed him was future events. So what he saw was, in the future events, in the vision, he saw Yahweh Shai. You're saying, well, that can't be Yahweh Shai, because in the first verse it says the Lamb. Yeah, he sees the Lamb as he is, as a man. Go back to Revelation 1, verses 13 and 15. And what was shown to him? Visions by the Lord and through his angel or angels. So there's no place, there's no rule in the Bible where it says, well, it says the Lamb right there, so it can't be the same. No. But anyway, it was the rest of it was good. And they hit a good point, which I'm going to start using. I got to give them credit on this one. They went to the part where it said the fourth part of the earth. Let me go ahead and find that. Give me a second. Okay, fourth. So fourth is found 4 times in this chapter. Okay, this is what I wanted, the 8th verse. I'll start at 7. It says, and when he had opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th beast. Who opened the seal? It says, and when he had opened the 4th seal, let's go back to the 1st verse. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals. So is it fair to say that he can open seals? And is it fair to say the angel's telling John, look, come and see this. Look at this. Check this out. It says the 4th seal, death. And when he had opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth. This is what I wanted: to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. So what should come to your mind? Maybe 2nd Ezra's the 15th chapter? And then immediately 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. Anyway, another thing that he said was, well, you know, they showed the man on the white horse, so forth, in the 1st seal, right? But then the end comes in the 4th seal, and then going into the 5th and the 6th seal, and then the 7th chapter follows suit. But what was I thinking? There was a precept that came to mind. Where these prophecies are not necessarily put in order. Damn, it was just in my mind. Damn, I hate that. It'll come back. If I can't come to it, it'll come back to me, and I'll put it in the the comment section, or I'll do another video on it. But it doesn't necessarily mean when you read Revelation 11, verse 1 and 2 and 3, depending on where you go in the book of Revelation or any book, especially prophetic, the prophecies are not necessarily in order. So now, like I said, can the Lamb open the seal? Meaning he opened the seal, the angel said, come and see, which is called the beast. And John saw, and he saw the future of verse 2 again. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, future event. And he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. And he's talking about the white man. But now let me come back to this. I got to give him credit on this one, which I'm going to use. 7 and 8 verse. The 4th seal, death. And when he had opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th beast come and see. So we would assume that who opened up the 4th seal? The Lord, because he opened up the first seal in the 1st verse. And I looked and beheld a pale horse. And I read this whole verse, and what comes to mind is famine, because it says, what does it say? Name set on him was death, and hell, which means death, the grave, follow him, and power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth to kill with the sword. What does it say in 2nd Ezra's 15? And swords in their hand. They shall not regard their neighbor. I'm merely paraphrasing. And with hunger, what does it say in 2 Ezra 15, it speaks about famine and hunger. It says around about the 50th some odd verse in that same chapter that they shall go up into the mountains and they shall eat the blood of their children and drink their blood because of lack of food and lack of a drink or water. Because they're gonna cut them. Esau gonna cut them off. The elite, they're gonna cut them what you call it? Them preppers, they're gonna go up in the mountains, and Esau's gonna know exactly where they are. And when they go down to get provisions, they're gonna cut that off. So they're gonna wind up eating their babies, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. Because when you're gonna go out in the woods and you're gonna encounter bears and other wild animals is gonna take you out, right? So, but this is what they said that I give them credit for. They said the fourth part of the earth, and they said that that's talking about America, because in the ancient world, you know, prior to Christopher Columbus coming over here to America, they considered the world three parts. They didn't consider a fourth part. And they showed, he went to somewhere in Google, I think. But what I did was I went to Google. Okay, let's see. It should say it. Okay, in 1507, Martin Welder this Muller created a map that depicted that what was then known as the fourth part of the world, the other three parts being Asia, Europe, and Africa. That's what he said. He read another. This is what Hakar said, which makes all the sense in the world. I give him credit on that. It said 1,000 copies were printed, but only one remains, discovered by accident in the library of a German castle in 1901. So it says here, it says this guy, Martin, created a map in 1507. This is shortly after Columbus had died, because remember, they discovered the New World. So the New World is also the fourth part of the earth. Created a map that depicted what was then known as the fourth part of the world, or the fourth part of the earth. So I give him credit on that. Okay, now where am I? Okay, now this is what I did, and I'm gonna close it. I don't gotta read every verse. I went to white, right? I went to white, second verse. It said what? It says, and I saw and behold a white horse, future event, something that's getting ready to happen. And he that sat on him had a bow. If you have a bow is nothing without the arrow. So it's obvious that he had a bow and an arrow, right? And a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. And that's what the Lord is going to do with the angels. So now this is what I did. I went to, all right, I'm in the second verse. I just want to look up the word white. And the word is Lyokos, which means like bright, like Luke. Luke also meaning light. Now it says, and light, and this light, this word, I'll let you hear it.
Charles G. 3022.
Lucas. Lucifer means light. Now, it means light in a righteous sense. Let me read it. It said white, light, bright, brilliant, brilliant from whiteness, dazzling white, of the garments of angels, of those exalted to the splendor of the heavenly state, angels, the Lord, shining or white garments worn on festivals or state occasions. of white garments as a sign of innocence and purity of the soul, dead white, of the whitening color of ripening grain. Now, what does it say in Luke 10? The fields are white, ready, and white. So that's how you know the grain is ready to pluck up. So I read these precepts. I'm just going to show them to you. Oh, now that word G3022 is it says white, and it means what? Dazzling white, the innocence, purity, righteousness, the angels we wear at feast. So all you got to do is read this list. And like I said, I'm gonna cut it short. But guess what? I jumped down to okay, it says, and seeth two angels in white sitting in the one. Now the white that Esau wear, Esau can't wear that white. This is the brilliant, righteous, innocent, pure white, which represents purity, righteousness, innocence. So the angels came down in white because they represent, they are without sin. Sitting, the one on the head and the other on the feet, where the body of Yahushua laid. And you know what that resembled? The Ark of the Covenant, because the Lord is the Ark of the Covenant. We don't need no Ark of the Covenant no more because he's the Ark of the Covenant. It says here, two men which are angels arrayed in white, not just regular white, but this sparkling, dazzling, bright, glowing light that represents purity. Those two men were angels. Now I want to come down. Okay. Revelation 6 and 2, Revelation 6 and 11. And white robes, not just plain old white. Esau can't wear this type of white. This is more than the color. And white robes were given unto every one of them. And it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season. Revelation 7 and 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude. Give me a second. I'm back. And I didn't even go into the rest of the verse. I'm just going to leave it at that, the color white. Okay, Revelation 7 and 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which we know the rest of the story, and tongues stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes, not just any old white. Like you might go to the Passover, you might have a garment that you speak on the highways and the byways, and it's white. They ain't talking about this type of white. This is a special white. It's more than a color. And palms in their hands. And it says the white robes. Let me click on that. Let me click on that. Bear with me for a minute. What the hell did I just do? Nope. Let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. Bear with me for a minute. Doing it the long way. Okay, I found it. I found it. Anyways, Revelation 19:8. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of saints. So it's not just any old white, you know, it goes deeper than that. That white in Revelation 6:2 represents righteousness, perfection, purity, innocence, meaning without sin, without guile, without guilt. Let me open this up. Okay, so it's the marriage of the Lamb, right? Marriage of the Lamb. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come. Give me a second. And his wife, which is us, have made herself ready. Now, we went over a couple of days ago, Matthew 25, the 10 virgins, 5 were wise and 5 were foolish, right? The 5 that are wise, that kept oil in their lamps, are what? They represent the bride, which is the elect of Israel, right? It says, and to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen. Who? The 5 wise, the five virgins with the oil, not the 5 without. They got to come in through us. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white. Then the Lord ain't gonna grab no garment. If you could, like, let's say you wearing white on that day and you get delivered, that ain't the Most High said, well, I'm gonna give you white. You already got white on. This white is a special white. This is a spiritual white. This represents righteousness. And so for the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints. So what does it represent? The righteousness of the saints. Let's come back and I'm gonna close it. Bear with me for a minute. Bear me for a minute. Okay, so I clicked on, let me come back over here. Okay, it says I'm in the middle. And tongues and stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, what are these which are arrayed in white? Now, these white robes had a glow to it. Daniel 12. And whence came they? It says from great tribulation, right? Let me prove that. Let me go to the 14th verse. And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And the sir was an angel. And he said unto me, these are they which came out of great tribulation. What was the great tribulation? Revelation chapter 6. And guess what? Revelation chapter 6 is the great tribulation, Jacob's trouble. And have washed, and we're feeling it right now. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. My servants shall eat. Keep that scripture in mind. And have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Therefore are they before the throne of the Most High, and serve him day and night in his temple. And he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them. Among who? The Israelites, starting with the elect. That's in Revelation 21. They shall hunger no more, because guess what? They're gonna hunger. They're gonna starve. They're gonna catch some hell. But it's talking about all of Israel. It's talking about all of Israel, because it said they came out of great tribulation. So you're gonna have brothers and cousins, and you might have a wife that gets caught out there. Your mother believe in a so-called white Jesus, and you try to help her. You know, it's gonna be something, man. You know, when this thing comes, and it's here, it's right around the corner. Things are not getting better in this place. Things are getting worse. The fulfillment of Revelation 6, 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16. Oh, and by the way, what comes after 2nd Ezra 15 and 16? 2nd Ezra 14. So like I said, it came back to me. There's no order. There's no real order, because shouldn't if anything, shouldn't 2nd Ezra's 13 and 1, shouldn't 2nd Ezra 13 really be 2nd Ezra 17? If you want to deal with it in order, it says, they shall hunger no more, neither thirst anymore, neither shall the sun light on them, nor any heat. For the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them and shall lead them unto living fountains of waters, and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eye. Ain't talking about the white man, because the white man ain't crying. Esau ain't crying, he's enjoying. He's killing you, and he's happy about it. Anyway, let me come back. See if there's any more. Okay, so now we go from Revelation 7 to Revelation 14. Here it goes again. G30:22. And I look and behold a white cloud. All right. It said a white horse in Revelation 6. Here it's saying a white cloud, which we know what the cloud is. Read Acts chapter 1. And upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, a golden crown. 19, it said he had many crowns. And in his hand, a sharp sickle. And Revelation 6:2 said he had a bow. Revelation 19:11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness, that's why he wore the white, G 30:22, he doeth judge and make war, conquering and to conquer, all right? You know, they went in, I give them credit, but I don't agree with you on the first two verses. Like I said, I didn't see the whole thing. Revelation 19, verse 14. And this is not you a bunch of niggas, you don't know the scriptures, this, that, and the third, because it's just a controversy. That's all. It's just a controversy. Anyway, it says, and the armies which were in heaven follow him upon what? White horses, clothed in fine linen. These were angels. Was they? Did they? Is there like a tail up there in heaven? Those white linen that they were wearing was like spiritual linen. But what John saw was what men on horses, but they were actually angels arrayed in white. Even the Lord wore that same white in Daniel 7 and 9. It said white and clean. Last verse, Revelation 20:11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. Now, did the heaven and the earth actually fled away? No. It represents that every eye is going to see the Lord coming. Everybody's going to be a part of the judgment, whether you're going to be judged for what you did righteously or what you did wickedly. If you did wickedly, you're going to be judged. If you're righteous, you're not going to be judged. You're going to see the judgment. So it doesn't mean that the earth, the earth and the heaven fled away. Doesn't mean that. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.